Most videos that teach you how to make money online give you the same generic advice over and over again. Start dropshipping, become a content creator, learn affiliate marketing, blah blah blah. And honestly, it kind of bothers me that no one teaches you how to actually build a real, boring, profitable business. As someone who makes £1.2 million a year online, I noticed that there's one business model that, if done right, will allow it to generate consistent six-figure income, not just every now and then, but month after month after month. I want to talk to you about this one thing because it allows you to build real wealth while everyone else is chasing shiny objects in the next big trend. And if you get this right, here's what becomes possible for you. You can work from anywhere in the world, whether it's your home office or a beach in Thailand or a cafe in Paris. You don't need to be on camera or build a personal brand. No dancing on TikTok, no showing your face if you don't want to. You can start it in your 40s, 50s or even beyond and actually succeed. In fact, you'll have a massive advantage over the younger people. Honestly, it's the one opportunity that you can pursue right now to actually build financial freedom without all the BS that comes with most online business models. So, let's dive in. Now, before you roll your eyes and click away, hear me out. I'm not talking about some get-rich-quick dropshipping scheme where you're selling random junk from AliExpress. I'm talking about real e-commerce, building an actual brand that sells real products to real customers who have a real problem that they need solved. So what exactly is e-commerce? In the simplest terms, it's selling physical products online. You find or create a product, you set up an online store, you drive traffic to that store through ads or content, and you make sales. That's the basic framework. But here's where it gets interesting, and where most people get it completely wrong. The difference between someone making $5,000 a month and someone making $100,000 a month isn't that one person works 10 times harder. It's that they understand the fundamentals of what actually makes e-commerce business work. Think about it like this. Every single day, millions of people are going online searching for products to solve their problems. They're looking for better supplements to help them sleep. They're searching for comfortable office chairs because their back is killing them. They're trying to find the perfect gift for their spouse's birthday. These people have money and they're ready to spend it. They just need someone to show them the right product at the right time with the right message. That's what e-commerce is really about. And unlike other online business models where you'd constantly be hustling for the next client or the next view or the next subscriber, e-commerce is scalable. Once you dial in your product and your marketing, you can literally make money while you sleep. Not in some cheesy guru way, like actually make money while you're sleeping. Let me tell you what makes e-commerce different from all those other business models everyone's pushing. First off, you're selling real products that solve real problems. You're not trying to convince people that they need some digital course they'll never finish. You're not selling some abstract service. You're selling a physical product that improves someone's life in a tangible way. There's something really powerful about that. When someone buys your product and it really helps them, they become a customer for life. They tell their friends, they leave glowing reviews, they come back and buy more. Second, you don't need to be on camera or build a personal brand. I can't stress this enough. You don't have to show your face. You don't even have to dance on social media. You don't have to share your life story or build some massive following. Your product is the brand and your store is the brand. You can be completely anonymous and still build a seven-figure business. How many other online business models let you do that? Not many. Third, it's location independent. You can run this from literally anywhere in the world. As long as you have a laptop and an internet connection, you're in business. Want to spend 3 months in Spain? Go for it. Your e-commerce store doesn't care where you're logging in from. Fourth, and this is huge, the startup costs are incredibly low compared to traditional retail. You don't need to lease a storefront, you don't need employees from day one, you don't need a massive inventory sitting in a warehouse. You can literally start with between 2 and 5 grand and build something real. Try starting a traditional retail business with that kind of money? It's impossible. And here's the best part, you can start this part-time while keeping your current job. You're not making some massive risky leap, you're building it on nights and weekends until it replaces your income. That's what I did. That's what most successful e-commerce owners did. Now let me tell you what this opportunity actually unlocks when you get this right. Financial freedom without being glued to camera. I make over £1 million a year and most people buy from my store have no idea who I am. I don't need to. They care about the product, not me. You're building a real asset that you can eventually sell. When you build an online e-commerce brand the right way, you're creating something that has actual value. There are people who will pay 3 to 5 times your annual profit to buy your business ready to exit. And you can work on your own schedule. Once your store's set up and running, you can work just a few hours a day and make more than most people make working 50 hours a week at a job they hate. But here's the part that most people don't tell you about e-commerce, and it's the reason why 90% of people fail in the first year. Let me be brutally honest with you. Most people who try e-commerce fail. Not because it doesn't work, it absolutely does, but because they make predictable mistakes that kill their business before it even gets off the ground. The biggest mistake I see, they pick terrible products that don't solve real problems. They see some random gadget on TikTok and think, oh, that's cool, I'll sell that. But they never actually ask themselves, does anyone want this? Is anyone actually searching for this? Will people pay good money for this? I've seen people try to sell products that literally nobody is looking for, and then they're shocked they don't make sales. Of course you're not making sales, you're trying to sell something people don't want. The second massive mistake, they think, if I build it, they'll come. They spend weeks trying to set up a beautiful website with perfect product photos and amazing copy, they launch it and nothing, because nobody knows it exists. Listen to me carefully, you can have the best product in the world and the best website in the world, but if nobody sees it, you'll make zero sales. Traffic is everything. Without traffic, you have nothing. Third mistake, they have no strategy for actually getting customers. They'll just hope that somehow magically people will find the store. That's not a business plan, that's a wish. You need a real strategy for driving traffic, whether that's paid ads, organic content, SEO, email marketing, influencer partnerships, whatever. You just need a plan for getting eyeballs on your products. And the fourth mistake, the one that kills more businesses than anything else, they give up after 30 days when they don't see the results. They think e-commerce is some overnight success story. They see people on social media claiming that they make 6 figures in the first month, and they think that's normal. It is not. Building a real e-commerce business takes time, it takes testing, it takes iteration, it takes patience. Most e-commerce stores didn't hit their stride until 6 to 12 months in. So what do you actually need to succeed? Let me break it down super simply. You need the right product, something people actually want and will pay good money for. Not some random trendy garbage, but a real product that solves a real problem. How do you find this? You look at successful stores in different niches. You read Amazon reviews to see what people are complaining about. You pay attention to what problems people in your life are trying to solve. The product ideas are everywhere if you know where to look. You need a basic understanding of how to drive traffic. You don't need to be a marketing genius. You just need to understand the fundamentals of either paid ads or organic content. Pick one and get good at it. Then you need patience. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It takes 6 to 12 months to build an e-commerce business properly. If you're not willing to commit to that timeline, this isn't for you. By the way, if you're over 40 and you want to learn exactly how to start your first e-commerce brand and start making real money online, then click the first link in the description below to book a call with me. I'll walk you through exactly how to get started, what products to look for, how to set everything up, and how to avoid all the mistakes I made when I was starting out. The link is in the description. Now, let me show you what a successful e-commerce business actually looks like day to day, because I promise you it's nothing like what you see on social media. Here's the reality of running an e-commerce store that nobody talks about. It's not glamorous. You're not living some laptop lifestyle on a beach sipping cocktails all day. You're checking numbers, you're optimizing ads, you're answering customer emails, you're dealing with suppliers and logistics. It's boring. There, I said it. Most days are boring, there's nothing going on, you're looking at spreadsheets, you're testing new ad copy, you're tweaking product descriptions. It's not exciting. But you know what? It's flexible. Once your store is properly set up and running, you can work just a few hours a day to maintain it. You're not chained to a desk for 8 hours. You can work when you want and where you want. And here's the beautiful part. It's scalable. The same effort that produces 10 grand a month in sales can produce 100 grand a month in sales with the right systems in place. You're not trading time for money. You're building a machine that generates income and grows over time. Let me walk you through what my typical day actually looks like, because I want you to see how simple it really is. Morning. I wake up, grab my coffee, open my laptop. First thing I do is check sales from overnight. It takes about 5 minutes. Then I look at my ad performance, which ads are working, which ones need to be paused, and where I should increase the budget. That's another maybe 15 minutes. Afternoon, I might optimize some product pages based on customer feedback. Maybe I notice people are asking the same question over and over again, and I'll add that to the FAQ section. I respond to any customer emails that need attention. It takes usually half an hour because I have templates for common questions. Evening, I review the day's numbers. What was the conversion rate? What was the average order value? What products sold best? I make notes about what to test next. Maybe I plan out the next email campaign or think about product ideas. That's it. On a typical day, I'm working between 2 and 3 hours. Some days more if I'm launching something new or dealing with a supplier issue, but most days a few hours of focused work. Now, here's what most people don't understand. Most of the work is up front. Finding the right product takes time, setting up your store properly takes time, creating your first ads takes time. But once that foundation is built, maintenance is easy, you're just optimizing and scaling what already works. Let me give you a realistic expectations of what's actually possible with this business model. You can start part-time, working just 10 hours a week, nights and weekends, while keeping your old job. That's what I did. That's what I recommend everyone does. You can scale to replace your income within 6 to 12 months if you're consistent and making smart decisions, but not overnight, not in 30 days, but in a reasonable time frame with real effort. And eventually you can hire help and step back even further. Virtual assistants to handle customer service, ad managers to run your marketing, operations people to handle logistics. You can build a team and work even less. I know people turning over 50 grand a month who work less than 10 hours a week because they've built systems and hired the right people. Let me give you real numbers of what you can expect if you do this right. Between months 1 and 3, this is your learning phase. You're setting up your store, testing products, finding your ads. Expect to make between 0 to 2,000 a month. maybe nothing at all. That's normal. That's where most people quit because they're impatient. Months 4 to 6, that's where you start finding out what works. You've tested a few products, you're getting initial sales, you're learning what messaging resonates. Expect between 2 and 10 grand a month. Still building, still learning, but starting to see real traction. Month 7 to 12, now you're scaling what works. You know you're winning products, you know you're running ads. You're pouring more fuel on the fire. Expect between 10 and 30 grand per month. This is where it starts feeling real. Year 2 and beyond, you're optimizing and growing, you're launching new products, you're expanding into new markets, you're building a real brand. This is where 30 grand to 100 grand per month becomes possible. They're not fantasy numbers. They're real, achievable milestones if you're consistent in making the smart decisions. And here's something most people don't talk about at all. People over 40 actually have a massive advantage in this business. Why? Because we have life experience, we understand the real problems because we lived them, and we know what actually matters to people because we've been around long enough to see what's just a fad versus what's a real need. And finally, we have some capital to invest. Whether there's a few £1,000s from savings or money you set aside each month, you're not starting from an absolute zero like some 22-year-old kid. Next, you're not distracted by shiny objects. You've been around long enough to know that success takes time and consistent effort. You're not jumping from opportunity to opportunity every week. And you understand patience and long-term thinking. You know that anything worth having takes time to build. You're willing to put in 6 to 12 months of work for a payoff that could last decades. These advantages are huge. Don't let anyone tell you that you're too old to start an online business. You're actually the perfect age if you leverage these advantages correctly. So that's why e-commerce is one of the best opportunities for people building real wealth in your 40s, 50s and beyond. It's boring, it's not sexy, it's not going to make you internet famous. You're not going to be the next big influencer. But you know what? It works. When everyone else is chasing the latest trend or fad, you'll be quietly building a real business that generates real, boring income month after month. If you want a full step-by-step breakdown of how to actually start your own e-commerce stuff from scratch, and I mean everything from finding products to setting up your store to running your first ads, click the video on the screen right now for my complete free training. I break down the entire process in detail so you can see exactly what's involved before you commit to anything. And remember that link in the description will let you book a call with me if you want personalized guidance on getting started. I only do a handful of these calls each week, so grab your spot while it's available. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.